Hey, wait a minute. What happened? What happens next? Come on, let's see the next episode.
That's it.
What?
The show was cancelled after that.
So, it's officially dead, isn't it? New Who, or New Who, whatever you want to call this weird era. Doctor Who's done. For a bit. Does seem like Christopher Eccleston got his wish though, so I don't know, maybe he'll come back.
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner.
If you're clicking on this, you've probably seen the news that Doctor Who isn't getting its Christmas special that it was supposedly getting this year, and also Bad Wolf has left it, the production company, so has Russell T Davies, and there's no production company currently. So there is no Doctor Who planned, there is no new Doctor cast, that whatever's going on with Billie Piper isn't happening. This is the most cancelled Doctor Who has ever been in my lifetime. That's really odd to think about. In 2005, Doctor Who came back from a pretty much 15-year break, bar some fan work, and I think Doctor Who Mag was still going on, and also there was the TV movie. But that was 15 years off from the TV show. And we might be going into a period pretty similar. For the first time in a memory of quite a lot of Who fans. The show's been on for 21 years, I think. 21 years, because 2005. I'm turning 20 in a week. And Doctor Who has been on my entire life. The first episode to come out within my lifetime is actually Love and Monsters, and I think that says a lot about me. It's always been there. There was Toys R Us aisles, there was just episodes in the background that I have blurry memories of. I remember Amy's Choice. Toby Jones is in it, pregnant Amy, Rory, the whole choice thing. I vividly remember watching that, and for some reason having the recollection that it was a Tennant episode. I don't know where I got that from. For some reason that was just what was in my head. And it's kind of an odd feeling, knowing that we're not really getting Doctor Who. Not that we've had it consistently for the last, 6 years? We've had it nearly cancelled after Chibnall, then Russell came back and we were like, oh my god, it's the saviour of Doctor Who. And now this has happened and it's essentially been cancelled again. I have to say, technically not, it's been put out for tenure, so other production companies can put a pitch to the BBC is what I understand. They can pitch it and be like, hey, I want to make Doctor Who, here's my idea. I mean, if somebody wants to put together a production company with me, we can make some Doctor Who. And I've been seeing a lot on the internet of where Doctor Who actually died. Some people are saying, oh, it's when Russell came back. Some people are saying it's Chibnall. I've even saw it was Moffat's Pandorica, and I mean, I fundamentally disagree with that, but I don't know, it's kind of odd to try and pinpoint where exactly this went wrong. But of course, the main blame is being put on Russell T Davies, and I've got to say with good reason. I've met him, he seems lovely. A lot of his other work is brilliant. I'm just trying to figure out what went wrong and why we've seemingly been lied to for years at this point. Because we were told there was a Christmas special coming. We were told that there was something coming with Billie Piper. Theoretically, that regeneration itself implies that there was an idea to go forward, that it wasn't just something thrown on. And now it's coming out that it was sort of just thrown on for social media engagement, and the Christmas special that was supposedly happening up until, obviously, a couple of days ago, apparently isn't happening and was never written for, despite Murray Gold, the composer, claiming that Russell has written multiple scripts.
Christmas special is the next episode, and then there'll presumably be more. I mean, have they got you working on that yet?
I know Russell's written multiple versions depending on certain outcomes, and I'm not sure I'm even supposed to know that.
It's a little bit odd for Doctor Who fans to be like, oh, we're getting all this stuff, thanks, awesome. And then apparently it was never happening and we've been lied to for years. And then of course there are two camps coming out of this, which are Doctor Who should bring back Christopher Eccleston or bring back Matt Smith or bring back David Tennant and it'll all be fixed. And then there's the camp that's like, man, maybe we should accept this for a little bit. Doctor Who got a bit iffy and maybe it needs a redo. Sort of like New Who coming back in 2005. I think I'm more in the second camp, as much as I'd like to see Christopher Eccleston come back for a bit of a cameo, because of course he hasn't been in Doctor Who since before I was born, and it'd be quite nice to see maybe the 9th Doctor, who was the new pushing Doctor, meet another Doctor that is going to be essentially doing the same thing that he was doing, getting the public back on side. That'd be nice. But maybe we just try and go simple again. Give it tiny budget, make them reuse costumes, tiny sets, just fun. Because Doctor Who got a bit big, and maybe that wasn't the best. From what I could tell, they started maybe like Series 6, where they were like appealing to American audiences with BBC America, and you can see it in the story where they go to America quite a bit. Maybe that's the start of the downfall, but then there's definitely the issue with Disney and everything that came out of Disney. And obviously there would have been a lot of control, and then Russell being surprisingly bad at writing Doctor Who for the person that brought it back and wrote some very amazing episodes. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on with Doctor Who. I haven't really for a while. I haven't been keeping up. I haven't watched the Sea Devil spin-off. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I was going to watch it at some point. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's not important to anymore. Doctor Who is a formative piece of pretty much every British nerd's upbringing. It's there. It's cultural. It got arguably bigger than it ever was with the whole David Tennant coming back and all of that. Which I love, for the record. I like that David Tennant came back and did those 3 episodes and then left. It just set a bit of a dangerous precedent that, Doctors can come back like that, in that way, instead of silly little cameos. And then again, a precedent was changed with the whole by generation. And in the final few years of Doctor Who, it's sort of been trying to outdo something instead of building on the formula of Doctor Who, which is brilliant. It is the perfect show to be the longest running sci-fi show ever. You can infinitely redo the cast. You can infinitely redo the crew, the writers. You can build this over and over and over and over. But they're all trying to outdo one another. And it just... not that we deserve it, but maybe it'll be good for us to have another Wilderness. Give us another shitty TV movie with one of the best Doctors ever. And sure, yeah, I love him again. Get McGann in! Not that I'm all for bringing back Doctors, but get McGann in. Russell's statement was a little off. Claiming that there was never going to be a Christmas special is what's leaving the worst taste in a lot of our mouths. The Billie Piper thing isn't helping either. The fact that Billie Piper, her regeneration, that face is going to be the mascot, I guess, of this whole situation, maybe isn't the best thing for Billie Piper, but... And maybe it was scheduling with Billie Piper that means that we couldn't get this episode, or something towards that, but we're not going to know if they continue to lie about it, I guess. I've never really got to experience peak Doctor Who. It was always around, but I never got into it until COVID, where I watched it all through. And since then, the quality of Who has been not the best. I watched 11 when I was younger. He's my favourite. I will admit 12 is the best, but 11's my Doctor. I based my hair off him for years, and there is something about the cheapness and the simplicity of early New Who with Eccleston and then Tennant, despite seeing for years Moffat hate. Somehow Moffat has come out this as the seemingly best Doctor Who showrunner of New Who, which is really funny considering the amount of hate I've seen for that man. I love Moffat. I always have, really. Again, 11 and 12, my favourite. That story arc, the am I a good man, and the theoretically last Doctor incarnation being physically his youngest, and then him becoming an old man. I could write a bloody essay on it. That's brilliant to me. I know it's not even really planned, but it's brilliant. And then Jodie was brilliant. She's a great actress. I just don't think they knew what to do with her. And Chibnall, I'm not a fan of how he writes Doctor Who. 42 is one of the worst Doctor Who episodes, and I will stand by that. I just sort of wish that this thing that I love, this thing that I've had passion for, that when Russell came back, I was so excited. I watched those episodes, those 3 episodes that we got, just so excited. The Star Beast did something important. As much as it wasn't maybe the best, and it was handled a little bit clumsily, Rose being trans was something that some of my family needed to understand me. I do need to thank Russell for that. And I didn't in person, I forgot to when I met him, but I need to thank him for really giving my family that way of understanding transness, even if it is a little clumsy and isn't perfect. The second one with the long arms, I remember watching at a Comic-Con with other nerds. Obviously not at the Comic-Con, but like around it in the nighttime. We sat and watched that, and I was so excited to be around nerds and watching Doctor Who. The giggle, I still love. I still think that it is brilliant, despite maybe making a few questionable choices. The main one being the bi-generation. I don't think we really needed it. Back in hindsight, I mean, it was cool to watch, but in hindsight, maybe we didn't need something else that was unprecedented going into another era of Doctor Who. Season 1, I remember watching weekly and maybe falling off a little towards the end. And I didn't even finish season 2 because there was no need to. There was no drive, I guess. I had no want to watch it. And all during this time I was watching old Who. I was rewatching 9, 10, 11, 12. Not really 13. Sorry, Jodie. I'm sat here as a Doctor Who fan who hasn't really been enjoying Who, both thankful that we're not getting more of what we got and upset that we're not getting anything at all. I hope that we continue Doctor Who Mag and the comics and stuff with the old Doctors. I think that that's what happened in the last one. Obviously I wasn't there for it, but I think from what I've heard on the internet over the last couple of days, they continued to do stories with old Doctors. Obviously maybe we'll get some stuff and it won't be as long as the last one, hopefully. Apparently it's not going to be, hopefully, as long as 15 years for another revival. My one hope going into the next era of Doctor Who, whenever we get it, is that they sort of do what they did with 9 and they detach him from his mythology. I say him. I don't really care what gender the Doctor is we get. I'll be the Doctor. First trans Doctor, let's go. But whoever we get, whatever we get, can people stop asking for the obvious boring choices of Doctor? Get somebody in, just get someone good for it. That's all we care about now. We need to stop being like, oh, fan cast, I want this one, I want that one. They're not gonna have the budget to get Michael Sheen, for the record. Just get someone unknown, some random off the BBC. It's an institution, it's what they do. Do it cheaply, reuse sets, give us a cozy TARDIS, or like a grungy, dirty TARDIS again. Give us reuses of aliens and reuses of sets and all of that, because I think maybe we got a little bit too far away from what Doctor Who should have been. If we are going to get a reboot, can we have a not modern companion? Give us an alien, give us a Victorian, give us a pirate or something. I know that the whole thing with having a modern companion is for easy access for the audience, but we've had a lot. Guys, mix it up. If you want to mix Doctor Who up, give us a bloody Victorian in the TARDIS. I probably haven't got all my Doctor Who thoughts out in this. It's just a bit of a yap in my return to YouTube because I've been off for a bit. But seeing this announcement, I was like, I maybe need a video on this because that is one of my big main interests. Just sort of going. And maybe I'll be coming at you in 6 months saying, Doctor Who's been picked up by this production company, we're getting episodes, we're getting whole 12 episode seasons, we're getting Christmas specials again, we're getting all of this. I hope that that's what I'm going to be saying the next time I talk about Doctor Who. Because I want this show to be around. Maybe they just got a bit lost in making this Disney era. But it's Doctor Who, it can come back. It'll regenerate. Obviously it's not nice, but it is quite nice seeing the fandom actually be active for the first time since like COVID times. Anyway, rest in peace New Who, New Who, 2005 to 2026. See you in the next era. We can only hope.
Doctor Who's always been about the writing and about the stories. As long as that is kept safe and there's a really surprising